Let's kick off this deep dive. We got a listener request. Someone who really wants to understand what's going on in the world of oil and gas, like beyond just the headlines, you
Yeah,
know?
deeper, right?
Deeper,
Right.
way deeper. Like, what are the trends, the tech, the changes that are really going to stick, you know?
The stuff that's shaping the future.
Exactly. So we dug into a bunch of these reports all about the latest technology and sustainability efforts. And honestly, I was surprised by some of what we found.
Yeah, this is an industry that's really, um, it's changing big time.
Absolutely. Like right away, one thing that jumped out was just how much this digital revolution is shaking things up, you know? I mean, we found this prediction from Markets that says what is it? The Internet of Things, IoT market
Right.
in oil and gas is supposed to hit something like $26 billion by 2027.
Wow,
Yeah, growing at almost 12% a year.
that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking sensors everywhere, right?
Huh. Yeah, it's not just about the sensors, though, is it? It's what you can do with all that data, right? Like real-time monitoring of the whole energy value chain.
The whole thing.
Yeah, from exploration and production all the way to refining and distribution.
Okay, so you're talking about like preventing those pipeline leaks before they even happen.
Exactly. Or knowing when a piece of equipment is about to fail so you can do maintenance before it causes downtime.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty impressive. And actually, speaking of which, we found a really cool example of this in action. I think it was BP.
Yeah, BP's plant operations advisor, they developed it with Baker Hughes.
Right. And it uses, what is it, sensors and analytics?
Yeah, to constantly monitor equipment performance. It's like
Yeah.
giving the machines a checkup, all the time, so they can catch problems before they become big issues.
So they can actually anticipate failures.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's making operations way safer, more efficient, and, better for the environment, too.
Yeah, which is a big deal these days, right? Like, I feel like everyone's watching how the industry handles, well, everything,
Absolutely, the pressure is on.
for sure. And speaking of game changers, let's talk about AI.
All right, let's do it. AI.
Yeah, so we saw this forecast from Mordor Intelligence that says AI in the oil and gas market is going to grow at like over 12% every year between 2021 and 2026.
That's a lot of growth.
That's a lot of growth, yeah. So what's the deal? Why is AI suddenly such a big deal in oil and gas? Is it all robots?
I mean, robots are part of it, but it's really about using AI to make better decisions, like way more complex strategic decisions.
All right, can you give us an example?
Yeah, so think about seismic interpretation, trying to
Mm.
figure out where to drill for oil.
Right.
AI algorithms can analyze like mountains of geological data to
Mm.
pinpoint the best drilling locations.
Really?
Yeah, which, saves a ton of money and reduces risks.
That's got to be huge, right? I mean, exploration's not cheap.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And it's not just exploration either. AI is changing the game in reservoir management too.
What, you mean like getting more oil out of the ground?
Exactly. AI can analyze all kinds of data about the reservoir,
Mm.
and create these incredibly detailed models. It's like having X-ray vision for the Earth.
That's wild. So AI is helping them figure out how to extract oil more efficiently.
Yeah, and maximize production from the wells they already have.
So it's a win-win, kinda?
Kinda, yeah. More oil and less environmental impact, potentially.
Okay, I gotta admit, I did not see that coming.
Well,
Oh, and this one blew my mind. They're using AI to, like, speed up the discovery of new materials for carbon capture?
oh, right, yeah, that's cutting-edge stuff. Like
Yeah.
ExxonMobil's partnering with MIT on that.
Really?
Yeah, they're using AI to sift through tons of data about chemical properties to find materials that can really grab onto that CO2 and lock it away.
Wow. So AI is helping to make oil and gas more sustainable, too. Okay, so we've got the digital revolution, AI taking over. What's next?
Well, we can't forget about the challenge of, actually getting more oil out of the ground.
Right, because, I mean, the easy oil, it's kind of running out, right?
Yeah, we got to get smarter about how we extract what's left.
Okay, so what are we talking about here?
Enhanced oil recovery, or EOR.
EOR.
Yeah, it's about getting more oil from those existing oil fields.
And is that actually a big deal? Like, is it worth the effort?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, Grandview Research is projecting that the global EOR market will grow at like 7.2% annually until 2028.
Wow. So what are we talking about here? What kind of techniques are involved in this EOR?
Well, there are a bunch of different approaches, but one that's really interesting is CO2 injection.
CO2, as in the stuff that's causing climate change.
Yeah, exactly. But in this case, they're actually using it to get more oil out of the ground.
Mm.
They pump CO2 into the oil reservoir, and it helps push out more oil that they couldn't get to before.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So more oil, but aren't we just releasing more CO2 in the process?
Well, that's the cool part. A lot of that CO2 actually gets trapped underground. It's like a 2-for-1.
So they're getting more oil and storing carbon underground at the same time.
Exactly. It's like a win-win for the company and the environment.
Wow. And is anybody actually doing this?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Occidental Petroleum's been doing this in the Permian Basin. They're seeing good results, both in terms of oil production and carbon storage.
That's awesome. It's like they're trying to make the best of a, complicated situation.
Yeah, exactly. Finding ways to produce the energy we need while also minimizing the impact on the planet.
Which brings up, I think, the big question on everyone's mind. How is the oil and gas industry handling all this pressure to become, well, greener? To transition to cleaner energy sources.
Well, it's a tough spot, right?
Uh-huh.
But we are seeing a shift. International Energy Agency reported that oil and gas companies only invested like 1% of their capital expenditure in clean energy back in 2020. But that number could jump to 4% in 2021.
That's a big jump.
It is. Companies are starting to set some pretty ambitious net zero emissions targets, and they're investing in things like wind and solar.
So are they changing, like, for real?
It's hard to say for sure,
Yeah.
but it's definitely a step in the right direction.
Yeah. I guess only time will tell how this whole thing plays out. All right, let's talk robots.
Robot.
Because BIS research predicts that the global oil and gas robotics market is going to reach like $13.5 billion by 2029.
Yeah, robots are becoming a big deal out there.
So how are they actually changing the way the industry works?
Well, they're taking over a lot of the dangerous jobs, making things a lot safer for humans,
Like what?
like pipeline inspections, tank cleaning, even offshore drilling. Robots can work in those harsh environments without getting tired or, needing a coffee break.
So it's all about safety and efficiency.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so give us an example, like who's actually using robots out there?
Well, Equinor, they're a big energy company. They're using AUVs.
AUVs?
Yeah, autonomous underwater vehicles.
Okay, so underwater robots, what do they do?
They do inspections of offshore platforms and pipelines. So no need to send human divers down there.
That's pretty amazing.
It is, yeah. And then you have companies like ExxonMobil who are using robots to clean those massive tanks that hold all the oil and gas.
Oh, right, because that's super dangerous.
Exactly. Robots are perfect for those kinds of jobs.
So it's like robots are stepping up to do the dirty work, making things safer for the humans.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, this is wild. So we've got digital tech, AI, robots, enhanced oil recovery. This industry is changing like crazy.
It is, and we're only scratching the surface here. There's a
Wow.
lot more to talk about.
Definitely. But for now, let's take a break. We'll be back soon to explore even more trends shaping the future of oil and gas.
It's really amazing to see how this industry, oil and gas, is changing so fast. I mean, they used to be all about those big old heavy machines, right?
Yeah, it's like a total transformation.
It is. It reminds me of, when they first started drilling offshore, it was a huge leap forward.
Like a whole new era.
Exactly. And now they're embracing all this new technology, digital stuff, AI, even blockchain.
Blockchain, wait, isn't that like a cryptocurrency thing?
Yeah, it's the technology behind Bitcoin and all that, but it's got so much potential beyond just crypto.
Okay, so how does it fit into oil and gas?
Well, think about it. The industry has these massive, complex supply chains,
Right.
and they're dealing with tons of financial transactions, and they need to keep all that data secure.
Okay, so blockchain can help with that.
Yeah, because it provides this really secure and transparent way to track and verify everything.
So no more shady dealings.
Pretty much, yeah. It
Yeah.
brings a whole new level of transparency to the industry.
So how does this actually work in practice?
Well, imagine, tracking a barrel of oil from the moment it comes out of the ground all the way to the refinery.
Okay.
And every step of the way, it's recorded on this blockchain. So
Yeah.
you know exactly where it's been, who's handled it, everything.
Wow. So it's like giving each barrel a digital passport.
Exactly. And it's not just tracking physical stuff. Blockchain can also handle financial transactions, automate contracts, even make energy trading more efficient.
So like, could I buy and sell energy directly using blockchain?
Potentially, yeah. Some companies are already exploring peer-to-peer energy trading platforms using blockchain.
That's wild. It sounds like blockchain is about to change everything.
It has the potential, that's for sure. And then you've got drones.
Drones, like the things people fly around for fun.
Not exactly. These are, industrial-grade drones packed with sensors and cameras.
Okay, so what are they doing with
They
those?
can do things like inspect pipelines for leaks, way faster and safer than sending people out there.
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense.
And they can map potential drilling sites, monitor environmental conditions, even do inspections in hazardous areas.
It's amazing how something so small can have such a big impact.
It is. It shows you how the industry is adapting, finding new ways to do things better.
So it's like oil and gas is becoming a high-tech industry?
Yeah, in a lot of ways it is. And it's creating all sorts of new opportunities, but challenges too.
Right, because this is all happening so fast. It's a lot to keep up with.
It is. And the decisions they make now are going to have a huge impact on the future of energy.
Okay, so we've covered digital tech, AI, blockchain, robots. What else is there?
Well, we haven't really talked about the challenges yet.
Right, because with all this change, there are bound to be some bumps in the road.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And that's what we'll dive into next.
So we've seen the shiny new tech, the big promises, but let's be real, there's got to be some roadblocks along the way, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, transforming a whole industry, it's not a walk in the park.
No, definitely not. So what are some of those big challenges that the oil and gas industry is facing right now?
Well, one of the toughest ones is, honestly, the whole oil price thing.
The volatility.
Exactly. It's so unpredictable. Like, how do you make long-term plans, especially for those big sustainability projects, when the market's all over the place?
Yeah, because those green energy projects, they
Mm,
need a lot of upfront investment, right?
a ton. And it's hard to justify that when you don't know what oil prices are going to do next month, let alone next year.
Right. And then you've got, well, the public image issue.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Because no matter how much they talk about sustainability, there's still this perception that oil and gas equals, pollution.
Yeah, it's a tough one to shake.
Yeah.
And it's a problem, especially when you're trying to attract the younger generation.
The ones who are going to be running things someday.
Exactly. Because those folks, they want to work for companies that are making a real difference,
Mm.
companies that are part of the solution.
So how does an industry that's been, well, let's face it, kind of associated with environmental problems, how do they convince these young people that they're serious about change?
That's the challenge, isn't it?
Mm.
And on top of that, you need the right people with the right skills.
It's not just roughnecks and engineers anymore, right?
Right. You need data scientists, software developers, people who understand renewable energy technologies.
People who can build the future, basically.
Yeah, and who believe in it too.
So it's a talent war out there.
It is. And the oil and gas industry, they're competing with, all these shiny tech companies for the same talent pool.
Yeah, it's a whole new world. So I guess the question is, can they really pull it off? Can they really become, a sustainable, clean energy industry?
That's the question, right? The million-dollar question.
It feels like a turning point.
It does.
Yeah.
And I think the next few years are going to be really telling.
Like make or break.
Maybe. But it's not just up to the companies. We all have a role to play here.
What do you mean?
As consumers, as citizens, we need to be informed. We need to demand change. And we need to make conscious choices about the energy we use, the companies we support.
So it's like a collective effort.
It has to be.
Mm.
Because the future of energy, the future of our planet, it's not set in stone. We can still shape it.
That's a pretty powerful thought. Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from AI robots to blockchain-tracked oil barrels, and it's clear that this industry is on the brink of some major changes.
Yeah, and I think this is just the beginning. The next decade is going to be wild.
For sure. But that's the thing about the future, right? It's full of possibilities, and who knows, maybe oil and gas will surprise us all. So, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you learned something new and maybe even got a little inspired to think about your own role in shaping the future of energy.